Hey everybody, it's Max. I'm here with another episode of Content Talk, where we talk to content creators online and see how and why they make the content that they make. Today I'm with a buddy of mine, Defense. How's it going, Defense?
It's going good. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking. So I'm going to run down some questions, and like I already mentioned, if there's any question you don't feel like answering, just don't answer it.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So what's your name, your pronouns, your age, and your location?
Name, I just go by Defense. I don't really tell anybody online my real name, to be honest. It's a weird thing.
It's understandable.
Pronouns, I don't.
So pronouns is like, it's like he, him, she, her.
Yeah. No, So I'd say him, he, him. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then like,
location outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
Nice.
And what was the fourth question?
Your age.
27.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get into the interesting questions. So what kind of content do you make online?
My main content is Minecraft, both survival and modded, but I like to kind of branch out, do a couple different things. Survival's honestly my main thing. Now that I look at it, almost every game I play has some form of survival aspect to it, whether it's Minecraft, No Man's Sky, Don't Starve Together. But I stream a lot of like story-based games, like we did Spyro. We're currently doing Halo, so I'm kind of a bit all over the place, but I wouldn't call myself a variety streamer because I do kind of stick towards an essential game cluster.
That survival type game.
Yeah, usually survival type games, yeah.
Very nice. So how did you get your start?
I actually talked about this in a video recently.
Oh, really?
I got my start in Twitch through a group of guys that I had met playing Minecraft on PlayStation. And
nice.
They kept, I wouldn't say bugging me, but like every time we'd game together, like, hey, we're going live on Twitch, you should join us. And after like a week or two of being asked like every night, I'm like, all right, what is this Twitch and how do I set it up? And that's kind of been what it's been since. Once I got a PC, I went, hey, I'm going to start doing YouTube as well. And that's really just been it.
How long ago was that?
5 years? Yeah, actually just about 5 years. Yeah, because I quit the shack. And then that's really when I started doing what I do.
Nice.
You know?
How did you, why did you start making stuff for YouTube?
I thought, so obviously, like, this was, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. I had really just started doing it because I was doing stuff on Twitch, and I wanted to be able to have other content, if that makes sense. And I couldn't be live streaming all the time. And you can really only live stream, like once. I say once a day. Some people do it more than once, but like you're live pretty much once a day, max for most people. So if you can do YouTube, it makes it so that you have other content going. So like most of my videos get released at noon Eastern time, and I stream at about 4. So there's content for you to watch beforehand, and then you can catch the stream later on. And that's kind of why I did it, so that there was more content, but also it branches you out more so that more people have a chance of seeing you.
That's really interesting because the way I found out about you was through Sean, and I knew you from YouTube. I didn't realize Twitch was like your first creation sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah. It started off on Twitch. Yeah. I think I did Twitch for 6 months before I started doing YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Like, honestly, I feel bad. I've taken down I've taken down a ton of content just because it was really just like Twitch uploads that I didn't really think were good. Yeah,
I feel you.
But most of what I do is full on recording. I don't really post live stuff anymore. It's not. What's the best way to describe it? I just don't like the way it's cut. You know what I mean? Like I either put all of it or none of it. You know what I mean? Once you cut something, it doesn't sound as nice. At least for me, with the kind of content I do. Maybe in the future I'll find a way to make it good, but like you take out like half the joke and it's just not funny anymore.
Yeah, definitely. So who do you make content for?
The best way I've thought to describe this is I make content for myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And not just like me being like a narcissist, like I make this so I can watch it. I make it for people like me. Not necessarily age range, because like age, through my streams and stuff, I've met people between 13 and 50s. You know, like for example, the Planecraft server, on the server I met Sean on.
Yeah.
There were a guy, I think Sean was the youngest. And Mattis, I think, was one of the older guys, and he's in his 40s.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a huge age range.
Yeah, so like I've been able to meet a lot of different people through an age range, but we all have very common base, you know what I mean, in relation to survival, RPG, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Just a love for games in general and not a specific... I don't know. I lost my train of thought on the word I was trying to think of, but I hope that makes sense.
No, I think I get what you're saying. So it's not so much like an age range. It's more like there's like a commonality between you guys.
Yeah. That's a good word. Commonality. Yeah. Do
you kind of know what that commonality is? Is it just like similar interests, or?
For a lot of the people I see, it seems to be a similar interest. You know what I mean? Because they'll see one game and they'll be like, "Oh, this is cool." Or, for example, I post on Instagram. I'm pretty bad at keeping up with my social media, but on Instagram a lot, I post a lot of my blacksmithing, gardening stuff, and there's a lot of people in my chat, both in Twitch and the comment section on YouTube, who talk about, you know, how they love both of those aspects. You know what I mean? So it is, as you said, more of a common ground idea.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. Yeah. That's really cool.
I'm drawing blanks on words right now. Words are big.
It makes sense. It's just because normally the way people look at it is like, oh, this is the age range that I'm going for. But
yeah,
for you, it's a little different.
Yeah. I don't, and that's one of the things that I kind of do. I don't, and I've talked about it a couple of times. Yeah, I look at my numbers and stuff, but like, I don't judge my channel or my content by the numbers. I really should, because there are some things that, you know, work and don't work, which is stuff I kind of look at. But like, as long as one person enjoys it, I feel like I did a good enough job. Nice. That's cool. Yeah.
What do you think separates your content from someone else's content?
I don't really know.
Yeah, it's
that's a question I ask myself all the time, to be honest. Aside from it just being me.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know, and I've been trying to figure that out.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really tough question.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've interviewed so far has struggled with that question. It's not easy.
Yeah. Once you get real big, I feel not really big, but like once you've been doing it long enough and you're consistent, I feel you could kind of figure out what it is, but I don't know at this point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like just looking in at your content, I would say your stuff is more structured than a lot of people. Like you definitely have like you always want to have like certain goals that you reach. Yeah. And as opposed to just going, okay, today we're going to play some more Minecraft for an hour and then just see where that takes us. Which I think that's a really positive quality. I think another thing that could separate you from other people is definitely your personality, and you have like a great way of explaining things. So that's what I would say. No problem.
Actually, that sounds good. I like that. Yeah, I am very like I have to have a plan, just because as I had mentioned, between the gardening, the smithing, work, YouTube, Twitch, if I don't have a plan, I'm not going to get anything done.
Yeah.
I have to, everything, it's not that everything has to be planned, but I need to know what I'm doing and when. You know what I mean? So having that structure, as you were saying, that kind of is a defining piece of me, helps me a ton in what I do for content.
For sure. So, why do you make content?
I make it because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? As I said, it started off as something that I just did with a group of guys that I had met, and we had a lot of fun with it. And then a couple of my friends started getting into it. People from the channel early on. Remember Robo, who still streams off and on. My buddy D-Mac, who we're doing a game series with now, and another buddy of mine, Nova. And that's really what kept me going for a bit, because when you start off, like, you get that initial like surge, and then it just like flatlines unless you blow up. And that was the hardest part for me, was when that happened. But the guys there helped me, and I think that is part of what, you know, answers the question. I don't know if that answers it entirely, but
you know, you talk about blowing up and that sort of thing. You had a little bit of an experience of going a tiny bit viral, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I did actually. I started doing, so I'm not gonna lie, I had given up on Twitch and YouTube for like 6 weeks. I don't really know, like, I had hit a wall in relation to content, and I tried to struggle through it, and honestly that made it worse. Yeah. And I just hated it even more, so I said, you know what, I'm done. I stopped. I was gaming, I started having fun again, and I was watching this guy I watch on YouTube called Tango Tech, and he had been making a mod for a while. He'd been started off as a series that he does called What If, and he created a mod called Techtopia. And I went, hey, this mod looks awesome. So on launch day, I decided, hey, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to try and record a video on this, see if I have some fun. And I enjoyed it, and I started, this was, I think, August 18th. I had 50 subs, maybe 57.
And this is August 2019, right?
Yep. Okay. Yeah. And I broke 500 a week ago. So don't get me wrong, it wasn't huge, but like in that, between the end of August and beginning of September, I had gotten up to around 200. You know what I mean? Wow. So I pretty much had quadrupled, which, you know, yeah, for small numbers, it's not huge, but when you can quadruple over that short period of time, it kind of makes you feel good. And
oh yeah, definitely.
It made me enjoy that series a lot more, and I really liked season 1. Season 2, honestly, in my opinion, was the best out of the 3 seasons for me. That's when I introduced a lot of other mods and just had a field day with it.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a really good series. It's very, very entertaining.
I recommend the pack to anybody.
Yeah, and it sounds like you really know what you're doing when you're playing it too, so that's always a plus.
I'm not gonna lie, most of the time I'm talking out of my butt. I'm not even lying. Like
it.
I one of the guys that watches my streams, Ars Arson, talks about how all the time how there's no way I can be human and I have to be a robot with all the knowledge I have for games and the amount of work I can get done in a game, especially in Minecraft. And I am not a master of anything, but I'm not a master of any one thing, but I'm a master of everything. If that's not the quote, but that's how it is in my head right now. Like, I don't know everything about one thing, but I know a lot of things. I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Yeah, jack of all trades, the quote, master of none.
Yeah. Yes, that one right there. That's the quote I was trying to think of, and I was like, I know it's there. Yep.
So, who or what inspires you?
You asked me this in the video the other day, actually, for my Q&A.
Oh yeah, that's right, I did.
And I'm trying to remember how I answered it.
You could have a different answer too.
There were 3 YouTubers that I specifically mentioned. There are 3 guys that I really enjoy their content and the way that they do things. And the biggest thing among the 3 of them is fun. You know what I mean? If they're not enjoying something, they won't do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's really what pushed me towards them. But the 3 guys are Jericho, who mainly, I found him through Counter-Strike. He does, for a long while, he's done a ton of Counter-Strike. He still does, but he does a little bit of Valorant now, because that's the new big game, and he's been enjoying pretty much Counter-Strike. But then there's War Owl, who, same thing, he's Counter-Strike, but like he puts a lot of fun into it. So the last couple of months before Valorant came out, he had started messing around with, I don't know if you technically call it modding Counter-Strike, but making it so that there were like ridiculously stupid things you could do in Counter-Strike. Like he made it so you could buy 5 of each grenade, or the chickens would randomize their size. So the chicken could be the size of a mouse or the size of the map. You know what I mean? Or like bump mines or third person, in competitive Counter-Strike. And that it's just taking something and having fun with it is huge. And that's kind of what I look towards being. And the third guy, as I said, is Azumavoid, another Minecraft. He's Minecraft YouTuber, so the only one out of the 3 that isn't Counter-Strike, which is funny because I don't even play Counter-Strike anymore. And as I said, they just, all 3 of them really enjoy what they do. They do amazing quality work in live streams and on YouTube. And it really pulled me towards them. And those are the people I think emulate's the wrong word, but there's a word out there that somebody will tell me.
So how seriously do you approach content creation? Like, is it like a hobby, or is it something you're wanting to like make into a career, or how would you describe it?
It started off as a hobby, but just like every other kid who has a computer, they want to be that big guy. You know what I mean? They want to be, the biggest name that comes to mind obviously is like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jack, Jacksepticeye. Like everybody wants to be like the next guy, but I'd love to do this as a career. I really enjoy what I do. It's very fun. If I could, I would, in a heartbeat. I would quit my job and do this. But at the point, it's an in-between at the point, because I don't make money doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that I'm saying like, hey, everybody come pay me, but like, I don't, if somebody wants to sub on Twitch, they can sub on Twitch. You know what I mean? Everything goes back into the channel. I don't really pocket anything because there's always a game to buy or something, along those lines, or new hardware. But as I said, I'd love to do it as a career, but I can't right now.
Gotcha.
At least,
So, what is your goal for your content? Like, I guess like make it a career, but do you have like a sub goal or anything like that right now?
So there's this stupid dream I've had since I started doing this. And this is like my overall plan in the future. I want to get I would love to be able to get big enough doing content where I can find another creator who can't at this time do this full time and tell them, take 2 weeks off from work. Here's a check.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like that's my overarching goal. I want to make it so that anybody who wants to be in the biz can be in the biz. You know what I mean? Like that's
okay.
And I've honestly, you're the first person I've ever told this to. I don't think I've told this to anybody else.
Really?
That is like my dream for content creation. I would love to make it so that other people can do it.
Oh, that's really cool.
I mean?
Would you be like almost like a team lead or like a producer type of thing, or?
Nope. I am just going to write them. I'm going to be like, hey, how much do you make in 2 weeks at your job? All right, take 2 weeks off. Here's a check. Do whatever you want for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to continue working with them, obviously. But like, if they take the money and take 2 weeks off and don't make content, that's on them. They're not really, it doesn't look good on them. But like, if somebody takes it and they can really buckle down, and obviously 2 weeks isn't like an insane amount of time, but like you can do a lot in relation to your content in 2 weeks, whether it's taking a week off and learning a new program, or if you do competitive games, learning new strats, new styles, stuff like that, or using that money and instead still working, but putting that money towards an editor, artwork, anything, you know what I mean? Because you can, even the tiniest thing can help improve your channel, you know what I mean?
For sure.
As I said, I'm not a master of this. Like, I am by no means perfect at my content. There's a lot of things that I can fix. But giving somebody that money in that time, 14 days is a lot of time to figure stuff out.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But that's
a good chunk
my
of change
overarching goal. But my main thing is just I want to entertain at least one person. That's been my goal pretty much the whole time. As long as one person, you know, had a good time, had a laugh, enjoyed the video, the stream, whatever, that's like my day-to-day goal.
That's really cool. It's very I don't know. It's selfless in some ways, like wanting to help somebody else out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because we all know what it's like to start, like as I said, I'm not big, but like we all know what it's like to start at zero.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like if I can help somebody realize 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 in the future, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's that 2 weeks that turns your whole channel around, or just, that one joke, or like me falling off, a cliff, surviving with half a heart and get blown up by a creeper, and that makes you laugh, which makes your whole day better. Like that is really why I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the best way I can think to describe it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of answers my next question in some ways, unless you want to elaborate. But what do you get out of creating your content?
I get a headache and smiles on people's faces.
There you go.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I have never committed this much time to anything in my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's what made it real hard when I had quit back in the summer, is like I have never dedicated this much time to anything, mm-hmm. whether it be like, even I haven't even dedicated this much time to a single topic at school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think of, like, for me, like, think of the last thing that you spent 5 years putting energy into aside from surviving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
there aren't that many things.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only elaboration I have towards that question.
Mm-hmm. So what project are you most proud of?
Honestly, Techtopia.
Yeah.
Like if like in relation to a series, like Techtopia season 2. Mm-hmm. That's if we can consider that like a project, you know what I mean? I don't know what what are you specifically asking by project? Like, so like I think that would meet what I mean by project. Another project could be like your Spyro playthrough on Twitch, or like maybe something that never saw the light of day, some project that you've never talked about before, or but you still really liked. Okay. Anything really. So yeah, it's along the same lines. For something that's seen the light of day, what I did with Techtopia season 2, mm-hmm. mixing all the different mods together, learned a lot of new things, had a lot of fun with it, brought in a lot of viewer ideas to the channel, and it helped me out a lot in self-esteem. But something that hasn't seen the light of day yet, and I don't know what it's going to, is a concept for a second channel. Oh. And it's going to be called Behind Defense, so it's D-fence. So it's like nice. Fence. And it's going to be an outdoors channel. So I own goats, chicken. I pretty much live on like a micro farm, if that's the best way I can think to describe it. Actually, right before this, we were laying the foundation to move our greenhouse over. And so like I do beekeeping. I'm learning to blacksmith right now. I don't have anywhere near as much time. But like I want to create like a backyardy outdoors channel. Like I want to do videos on fishing. I want to do videos on like farming, gardening, animal care, blacksmithing, just stuff that'll help people in their day-to-day life or help people find new hobbies. Oh hell yeah. Because you can have a box in your window if you live in the city, and you can garden out of it. You know what I mean? You can go out and go fishing anywhere. I want to do like hiking videos showing off different areas. Because I work full time, that isn't something that's feasible on top of the current content that I create. So I'd have to either sacrifice my content or get this channel big enough where I can leave my job and supplement that with more of this. Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Cody's Lab? I have not, I don't think. He, it's like primarily science related stuff, but he also like, he does like a bunch of like quasi outdoorsy type things. Like he did he has this whole series where he dug like a mine
and stuff in real
Oh
life.
yeah, I just looked him up. Yeah, I have seen a couple of his videos, and yeah, the first thing that pops up is Cody's Mine.
Yeah, and then he's done like beekeeping and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, just kind of made me think of it.
Huh. Yeah, he also dropped a can of liquid oxygen into burning oil.
Yep.
Nice.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a similar idea of what you're going for?
Do you think? He seems to be a bit more scientific about a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, along those same lines, just giving people alternatives to do their day-to-day life.
Sure.
You know, alternative hobbies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
just introduce them to something that they might not have done, or something they'd like to learn more about. But for me, this is part of that whole thing there. For me, I cannot stand technical books and technical videos. Like, yes, I want to learn about something, but I feel some people go too technical on that. It's kind of like a school approach, which is great for some people, but I learn differently.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody learns differently, but I want to try and create something so that I can introduce somebody to a hobby in a non-technical way.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. That's a really good idea. I don't think there's a lot of that on YouTube.
Yeah, less science, more fun.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Not that science is bad, because I love science. Who doesn't love blowing shit up?
Exactly. So where do you see your content in 5 years?
I think I was asked this in the last video too, and I didn't end up answering it because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say. Honestly, I see it still being on YouTube, hopefully, if YouTube doesn't close down anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I'm at not an odd point in my life, but I'm at a place where I'm really enjoying what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that in 5 years it's that or better.
Okay.
But content, I think I'll always do Minecraft until they do something that breaks the game.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that'll happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think some of the stuff they've done, don't get me wrong, as I said, I love almost everything they've done, but like some of the stuff I feel is like drastic changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I love the Nether overhaul, but I think they added maybe too much.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of pulls away from what originally was Minecraft. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I've loved all the new animals they've added, but like most of them don't have a function. Or if they do, they created llamas. So you could you could put a chest on a llama, leash one llama, and the whole pack of llamas will follow that llama.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same update, they gave us shulker boxes. Yeah. Which makes llamas 100% redundant. There's no llamas provide nothing now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or like the parrots are cool, but like you jump and they pop off your shoulder. Yeah. So like you can't really travel with a parrot, you know what I mean? You can stand there with a parrot. You know, but like as I said, like they're cool, but like they don't really serve a function. You know, like the fish. The fish look real cool. I love that they added the fish. They school, they add life to the oceans. It's more than just squids. Yeah. You know, like, yeah, they don't do anything, but I feel they do more currently than parrots do. Mm-hmm. You know, or like, you know, it's the same thing with the cats. Like, they're cool, but like, do they really scare creepers away? You know, like, make it so creepers can't spawn. That might be cool, but like, I don't know. There's always something that somebody's gonna nitpick. Like I like the changes to Redstone that they're making. I don't think it's going to be good for everybody. Like that one thing where they changed it so that Redstone is the T instead of the dot. Yeah, that's gonna change everything. Like I'm thinking of Redstone contraptions that I think I've already built that aren't gonna work anymore.
Oh wow! See, okay, you know? This is how noob I am at Minecraft. Yeah. I thought that part of the redstone was not a big deal, but
no, it's one of the biggest changes to redstone since the Observer, which I think was only a couple of years ago. Oh wow! It's how it used to be, and they changed it to the current method, but now they're changing it back, and it's just going to change a lot of things in the way that Minecraft is going to work. In relation to redstone, you're gonna have to redo entire. Don't worry, it's fixed and simplified some contraptions, but at the same time, it's broken and complicated others.
Yeah, I think about Mumbo Jumbo's world where he's got all of his like Minecraft contraptions in, you know, and like how many of those are going to be broken. But
yeah, he actually put out a video the other like 2 or 3 days ago talking about the redstone changes, and it's actually really, if you get a chance, check it out. That's where I got the concept of fixing some but breaking others. Like, it simplified his 3x3 piston door. You know what I mean? But it broke red coders.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Red coders are like a sequence lock. It's like a digital lock, but made out of redstone is the best way I can think to describe it. Yeah. But so like it broke those, but it made something else work better and smaller and more compact. So it's hit or miss with what they change, and it doesn't matter what they change. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like it. Yeah. And I just look forward to what they add. I just hope that what gets added has a purpose, because mobs bog down individual systems. So if you have too many mobs that don't provide a purpose, you're just making the game unplayable for people who are on older systems. Like there's people that I talk to in my community who can't play the new versions of Minecraft without upgrading their systems because of the amount of mobs. Yes, they're doing I don't know if it's just server based. As far as I know, it's just server based, but they are making a change to how mobs are handled, and there's commands that you can do to change, like spawning in relation to mobs, and how and the render distance of individual mobs and entities. I don't know if that is for single player though, but as it still stems to the whole thing. If something gets added, I'm not saying it 100% needs a purpose, but it needs to be useful. Yeah, it needs to justify its existence. Yeah, I know that's such a bad way to say it, but yeah, because when you think, it just sounds like it's like, I don't know. I think it just brings around humanity at that point to my mind, where humans, individual people feel they have to justify their existence, and I'm like, no, you don't. You're a human. You're you, and that's fine. Definitely. But in relation to Minecraft, it needs to have a purpose and not just make it harder for other people to play. How broken would an update have to be for you to say I'm done with Minecraft? I honestly don't know, because I enjoy the game so much. I was both happy and sad the day that I found out that Microsoft bought Minecraft, because I was worried what they'd do to it. But at the same time, they've done a lot of cool stuff. When Bedrock first came out, and the rumors going around was that they weren't going to update Java anymore, that would have been pretty close. Because Bedrock, it's Minecraft, but it's very different. Like it's the closest to Minecraft 2 I think you'll ever get. You know what I mean? It's Minecraft, but not Minecraft. Yeah. Like the stuff taken out. You can move chests with pistons. You can place redstone on. You can place redstone dust on pistons, fire the pistons, and the redstone doesn't pop off. So it's Minecraft. It's got stuff that we'd like, but it's also not taken stuff out, but just changed the base of what Minecraft was like when I started playing. Yeah. Would you describe yourself as somebody that does a lot of stuff with redstone in Minecraft? Or are you more of a builder? Or I am, as you had said earlier, a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay. I know redstone. I'm okay. I personally, for the longest time, have thought my buildings were bad. I always talk about how I'm bad at building. I'm bad at building real structures. Like houses, all of my houses end up looking the same. It doesn't matter what I try and do, they all look the same. I'm gonna be like, hey, we're going to change up the shape. It's going to look like this. I stand back, look at it. It's the same house I build every time. I don't know why, but I can build my favorite thing to do are and I haven't done them in so long, are like caves and like underground things. I did that a lot in my single player hardcore world. On Planecraft Season 2, I did what I called the Reading Room. It was a secret underground, like, flooded library. You know what I mean? I had a ton of fun with that, but I can't do buildings. Like, when I look at it, I'm like, that looks terrible, but, like, I'm comparing it to, like, somebody else who does buildings, you know, and, like, that's all they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm a bit all over the place when it comes to Minecraft. Like, I'm okay at terraforming. I know redstone, but I don't understand every single functionality of redstone. You know what I mean? And most redstoners know what each individual part is going to do in multiple combinations. Like, once I build something, most of the time I can look at it and go, oh, that's how it works. But, like, if you just told me, build that. You know, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, if you told me to build a flying machine, I'd look at you and tell, like, a couple of years ago, I'd be like, yeah, no idea, bud. And it's literally 2 pistons, 2 sticky pistons, 2 observers, and slime blocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have been able to build it. You know what I mean? Like, it took me forever after I figured out how to build them, it took me forever to figure out how to make them go back and forth without me having to activate it each time.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? But, like, now I understand a lot more concepts of redstone. I still don't know what not an observer, not a repeater. What's the other one? I just used them. A comparator. I still have no idea what it does in subtract mode.
I couldn't even tell you what they did.
I don't know how to lock a repeater. You know, but like, so like, yeah, I know redstone, but I'm kind of, you know, as we said, a jack of all trades and a master of none. My building has improved drastically over the last year. You know what I mean? Compared to what I was building this time last year. I think the block palette has helped. All the additional blocks that they've added have helped a lot. And I think the new blocks that'll be added in 1.16 will help a lot too. Different colors. We're just getting like stone block variants, more slabs and stairs. The thing that I want, and I don't know if this will ever get added, but like I want like mossy cobble and mossy stone and cracked stone are like my favorite blocks to build with. And I want slab varieties and stair varieties of those. Like I want cracked stone brick stairs or mossy cobblestone slabs. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty sick.
I don't know if those will ever get added. I know there's a mod pack, you know, that has that stuff in it, but like I'm running like a vanilla tweaked series. So it doesn't have mods. It just kind of adds other things to the game. Like I just added micro blocks for decorative reasons. But I can't just craft them. I have to wait for a wandering trader to show up and buy them 8 at a time.
Oh, gotcha.
And I have to trade that block. So like if I want 8 micro diamond blocks, I have to give them emeralds and a diamond block and they'll give me 8 blocks. But I have to do that once each time. Yeah. So I have to wait, and when he respawns, I gotta hope that he's got the trade that I want, you know what I mean? So I just collect them whenever I have a chance. So, but we've gone on a long tangent, so we'll end that, and I'll let you ask your next question.
Well, actually, I actually wanted to ask one more follow-up thing about the 5 years goal type thing. Is your over defense, is that going to happen in the next 5 years, do you think?
I'd hope so. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have a notebook full of plans and ideas for this. There's still some stuff that I'll personally have to finish researching so that I know I'm telling people smart things and correct things. But I'm hoping, like I was hoping to start it this spring. Yeah. But it's been, so obviously the world's going a little crazy right now.
It sure has.
So I haven't even been able to do the stuff that I was going to do for that channel. Obviously, I'm not complaining. Like, people got to do what we got to do right now. This is a big thing. Listen to your governments. We're not going to say what it is because I guess YouTube doesn't like that. So we're not going to say it. But
I've been saying it on my videos just because I don't
have you? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody I've talked to is just like, no, you can't say it. And I'm like, I don't know whether it's true or not.
I just say, we're in a quarantine and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But no, I had initially planned on having it out, but at the same time, everything that's going on in the world, and then I started talking to Sean about No Man's Sky, and then we started talking about the other series that me, you, and him are doing, the Sky Factory 4, and then I'm doing DST with another buddy of mine, and that's just capitalized a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely.
I work what is listed as an essential job, so I didn't gain any time like a lot of other people have, which I'm not complaining about. I have a job, I'm getting paid, I am fine. No complaints from me. But I am hoping within a year to hopefully have that out. Unless I make it, unless I make a big mistake or something happens. You know, and at the same time, all my bees died this winter, so I was gonna have to like go out and get new bees to start up, which would have been good because I could do like a from beginning, but like having the hives already so that I could show people how to start, but at the same time how to maintain older hives would have been great. But we just had a rough winter and lost all the bees.
How does that happen?
Actually, they were both rated, so we had yellow jackets come in.
That's nuts.
I don't know if it was the same over Ryuar, but over here, we'd have like a day where it was like 32, and then like the next 3 days, it'd be like 65. We had a warmer winter than we've had spring so far.
Wow.
So those guys came out and they went, hey, we're hungry. There's nothing to eat. So they all came in, and all my bees are like, yo, we're just hiding in here all in a ball. And they just went in and just raided the hives. So there's next to no honey left. There's dead bees everywhere. They killed them.
Wow.
And it ended up happening to both our hives. We do have swarm boxes out to catch swarms. That's actually a free way to get bees. Is you just create a swarm box, you put it up in a tree. It's pretty much like a bee starter. You know, you put a small hive setup in a tree. And if somebody's, whether it's an owned hive or a wild hive, they could swarm and they just go, yo, we don't want to be here anymore. Or, you know, one queen killed another queen and says, yo, we're out. Or a hive will split if it gets too big. Stuff like there's many reasons why a hive will swarm. But it's a good way to catch them. And if you see, like, the bees will stop off at a tree and you'll just see thousands of bees covering a tree limb. And you can just go up, put that nearby, and the scouts will be like, yo, we found a house. Let's go over here. You know, they'll send more scouts, and then the queen will be like, yeah, that place works, and free bees.
So when you say swarm, that's like a big group of bees left their nest and are looking for a new place to live?
Bees, when you buy bees, so for example, the first time we got bees, we actually had them shipped up here via the postal service in a box. There were about 10,000 bees in that box. Wow. So the mailman dropped off 2 sets of those, so he dropped off 20,000 bees at our house.
Yeah, he's probably wondering, why is this box buzzing?
Yep. So that's how it starts. Most kept hives, the way we kept them, usually get at their high point anywhere from 50 to 60,000 bees. So when a hive that big swarms, like we've had one swarm a few years back. We were all sitting inside and we're like, what is that noise? And you look outside and there are thousands of bees out there. Thousands. It is wicked cool, but at the same time, terrifying.
I bet.
So
Mother Nature can be nuts.
Yes. She's a scary lady.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything you wanted to talk about that we missed?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Cool.
You know, I went off on a tangent with every question, so I think
Hell
that
yeah.
worked.
That's the way to do it. That's the way I design these questions.
Yeah. That's pretty much how my streams go. We're like, hey, we're going to do this and talk about this, and 3 hours later we're talking about tacos and fly fishing.
Very nice.
Know. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Twitch.tv/Defense041. I stream twice a week, Wednesday and Friday, starting usually around 3 p.m. Eastern time. And aside from that, videos released Monday through Friday over on YouTube.
Very nice. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This has been Content Talk. I've been here with Defense, and I will see you guys later.
Bye-bye.